In this particular example, I want to underscore how important it is to understand the resident file format of the Janome Digitizer Pro. The resident format is the .jan. In this example, I saved this lettering design with this freehand heart that I created as a jan. To save this design as a .jan, I used File, Save As, and gave it a name and was sure to save it as a .jan. A JAN file is object-based. What that means is it recognizes that the lettering that I created here is one complete part, one object with its own unique set of properties. This is valuable because at any time I can change the properties of this object. I can select the lettering object as a whole, double-click on it, change the lettering type, and also quickly and easily change the color of the lettering as a whole. Additionally, I can select the lettering object, choose Reshape, and fine-tune the distance between each of the letters. For the heart, that was created as a single object using the Parallel Weave Fill tool here. Again, I can change the object as a whole in size, color, and also reshape it with the handles available, and change the stitch angle. If you were to only save this design as a .jef, you will lose the object properties of your lettering and any other objects. I saved this design as a .jef additionally so that you can see the difference. To save it as a JEF, you can either go to Save As under the File drop-down and specify that you would like to save it as a JEF, or it will be instantly converted to a JEF when you send it to your ATA card or your MemoryCraft machine. I'm going to toggle here to the lettering JEF file, and it looks just like my previous design. The only exception is in the previous design. I'll go back to the JAN. If we look over here at our object thumbnail list, I have two objects in this design, the lettering and the heart, and each of them can be changed in a variety of ways in its object details. Now let's go back to the JEF. Now let's look at the object list here of the same .jef design, which was saved from an original .jan. Look at my lettering. It's now very fragmented. I can't just click my lettering as a whole and change its color. It will only grab a particular portion. The same thing with my heart. It again is fragmented. If I did have a JEF and I wanted to change the color of an entire project, I can drag a box around it and effect the change there. But it's still fragmented in pieces, which means I can't grab the heart as a whole and try to reshape it. Let's look closely when I chose to reshape the only piece of it I could find. Look at all the handles now that are involved. There's no way I can easily reshape the size of this heart or the actual proportions of it. I could drag a box around the heart and proportionately change the entire thing, but I'll never be able to reshape it. So the important thing in this lesson to remember, if you want to retain all of your object detail features and revisit them for changes, save your design, your original design, as a .jan. Transfer your design as a .jef or save it to your hard drive as a .jef for stitch outs to your embroidery machine, which requires a minimal amount of information to get the job done.